Hello, everyone. My name's Stephen Terpning. I'm the president of Fine Art Publishing, and I'm here today with our friend and artist, John Coleman. How are you, John?
I'm doing good, Steve. Thanks.
So, we wanted to talk about the first print, your premiere release with us, Holy Man of the Buffalo Nation, and we thought we'd present to our viewers kind of how you came about that painting and certain processes that you might have done. One of the
Sure.
things I thought of, how did you come up with the idea for this specific painting, Holy Man of the Buffalo Nation?
Actually, it was inspired by a trip I took to the Custer battlefield. Sitting Bull was the reason they were there, and he was a medicine man. And it struck me that the medicine man, in a lot of cases, has more power than a chief. I mean, it isn't always the case, but I thought it'd be fun to do something along those lines, and that was the impetus for it.
Mm-hmm. How did you use your reference material, or what did you do for reference material?
Well, as the title implies, Holy Man of the Buffalo Nation. He's a medicine man of the plains, and most of everything that he's wearing, these are things that I have in my own collection. His bonnet is geared towards a medicine man. His face paint implies that he's a part of the buffalo culture, and uh, I have a model who's Native American that I dressed up, and we kind of started playing around with various ideas. One of the things that was important to me is because he was a medicine man. I wanted him to have an intense look, but still maybe approachable. Of course, as the painting evolved, he got a little bit more. It got a little more intense, and
Uh-huh.
I kind of went with that tenseness, and the personality started to grow out of the painting.
Yeah. How long did it take you to paint from initial concept to your completed painting?
Yeah, usually I'll mess around on a painting this size, and I say mess around. I'm doing other things besides the painting. Maybe a lot of times I'm working on a sculpture, but my standard answer is about a month. I'd say I spent a couple of weeks just getting the sketches done, getting the idea, how this guy was going to look, what I was going to dress him in, and that type of stuff. Once I started the painting, if everything is going fairly well, I can usually get it close to being finished in a couple of weeks, and then comes the time where things start, where you start trying to dial stuff in and taking stuff out, putting
Y-
new things.
Yeah. Yeah, that actually leads right into my next question was, did anything change from your initial concept to the completed painting? Like, did you have to add something or remove something?
Yeah. The initial headdress didn't have the lighter feathers on his left side. I felt that I needed something there to help balance out the dark side of his face. I love creating deep shadows like that. I think it
Mm-hmm.
draws a lot of interest. But it's you really don't know where you're going until you start putting those things in. Then you have to sort of start adding things or taking them away.
Yeah.
The other thing I did is I added dragonfly uh, uh, earpiece for him, earring, and the dragonfly has a lot of spiritual meaning with the native people.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't comply to the normal rules of nature. It can go anywhere it wants and up and down and back and forth, and so that's a very special critter for them. And
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where I use that quite a bit in my paintings.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know from obviously growing up with an artist that some paintings fall into place very easily and others can pose a real challenge as you progress with it. How did this one come together?
It fell together very nicely until about the last 3 or 4 days, and I started seeing things in it that would just little subtle things that
Mm-hmm.
changed his mood.
Yeah.
And my routine normally is I'll bring it in the house, hang it up on the wall. Sue will critique it. She'll see things in it that maybe I didn't see, and at that point we're starting to adjust the attitude of the fella, to see what is he thinking, and I wanted him to dial up with a real stern attitude, but at the same time, I didn't want him to be too scary. So
Yeah.
it's a fine balancing act.
Yeah, well, you certainly achieved it. That's a lot of the feedback that we've been getting from our customers and dealers, that the look of this individual is really something, and it seems to strike a chord with everyone. So,
Great. Yeah.
fantastic job, and we really appreciate it. Thanks for your time, John, and everyone else out there. We hope you enjoyed our little chat with John, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook for the newest updates.